Every single year, over 100,000 millionaires relocate. Some fully move, some buy property abroad, some get a second residency, and some secure a second passport. Not because it's trendy, but because they want protection. Protection against new regulations, against capital controls, against higher taxes, against political instability, against war, against uncertainty. Now here's what's interesting. There are 4 major countries that consistently see large numbers of millionaires leaving. And no, this isn't random. The 4 are the United Kingdom, China, India, and Russia. Let's start with the UK. The UK has recently seen one of the highest outflows of wealthy individuals. Many are relocating to places like Dubai, Panama, Portugal, countries that offer lower taxes, better business conditions, and more flexibility. We work with quite a few UK clients who are exploring second residencies or second citizenships. Some go to the Caribbean, some chose Latin America, some look at the Middle East. The motivation isn't always panic. Sometimes it's simply, I don't like the direction this is going, or let me create a backup plan. Now look at China. China has had capital controls for years. There's a limit on how much money can leave annually without special approval. Large transfers require documentations, and banks monitor movements closely. And when people in the West hear that, they often say, well, that would never happen here. But ask yourself honestly, if governments face enough financial pressure, high debt, recession, instability, what's the logical next step? Higher taxes, exit taxes, stricter reporting, and eventually restrictions on moving capital. We already see early versions of this in many Western countries. Large transfers get flagged, banks block transactions, crypto exchanges restrict users based on nationality. Citizens get removed from platforms because of compliance burdens. It's not theoretical anymore. US citizens already face heavy reporting obligations globally. Canadians are being restricted on certain exchanges. And in more extreme cases like Russia in 2022, international banking access became dramatically harder almost overnight. Now here's the real lesson. People always think that won't happen to my country. But geopolitics shifts. Sanctions happen, tensions rise, alliances change. And suddenly your passport, which once opened doors, becomes a liability. Some business partners don't want the reporting burden, some banks avoid certain nationalities, and some countries tighten renewal procedures for passports abroad. You don't need a crystal ball to understand the trend. More control, more monitoring, more regulation. And that's why wealthy individuals don't wait. They diversify. Now, this doesn't mean you uproot your entire life tomorrow. It means you build options. There are still many jurisdictions that welcome capital and talent. Places like Serbia, Panama, Caribbean citizenship by investment countries like St. Kitts and Nevis, Vanuatu, Turkey, Mauritius. Even certain EU countries like Italy or Greece, which offer special flat tax regimes for new residents. And here's the irony. Sometimes foreigners get better tax treatment than local citizens. If you are British living in the UK, you get standard UK taxation. If you move to Italy under the flat tax regime, your global income may be treated very differently. Same with Greece and same with other countries that compete for mobile capital. The point isn't to run, the point is to have leverage. A second passport doesn't mean you renounce your current one. It doesn't magically eliminate your tax obligations. It doesn't mean you are fleeing tomorrow. It means if your government introduces strict capital controls, you already did the work. You already opened accounts abroad, you already diversified currency exposure. You already bought property somewhere stable, you already secured optionality. Because here's the reality. When restrictions are announced, it's too late to start. If you want strategic help, whether it's second residency, second citizenship, international banking, or overall diversification, you can book a consultation with us. The link is in the description. And we work with entrepreneurs, investors, and internationally mobile individuals who want a structured plan B, done properly and legally. And one final thought. In 2022, the Russian nationals suddenly faced massive banking restrictions worldwide. Many couldn't open accounts, some couldn't move funds, access narrowed fast. People watching from other countries said that's Russia, that's different. Maybe, but geopolitical categories can change. No one knows what the next 10 or 20 years look like. And in my experience, the common mindset is simple. Prepare early, stay compliant, build options quietly, hope you never need them. Leave the video a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, see you on the next one. Bye.